All right. Sistrunk versus Polansky is one of those guys, win or lose, always seems to have a very exciting match. He comes from a wrestling background, but at this point, he's got just as much jiu-jitsu, strong wrestler. And that's exactly the kind of stuff that happens when I roll Jacob Polansky and I have 100 pounds on him. You know, I get an underhook and he's like...
face the opposite direction because they cannot now turn into you and bring their knees inside. So it's really to make the job of your hips and your legs easier rather than just inflict pain.
Yeah, I like Polansky a lot, but moreover, I know that he's a guy who was trying to find the right gym for a while. Now we see him looking at a punch choke. Looks kind of in on it, but Sistrunk doing a good job of framing on the inside of the chest. That's a brutal move. What I was saying about the gym that Polansky is with now, Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu Academy, in my opinion, one of the hardest rooms in the entire state, if not the hardest room. And when Polansky's kind of found a home amongst them.
See that again, that Nogi Ezekiel from Mount. Darion doing a good job, though. When the Ezekiel comes in, he takes the pressure off just enough, but as I say that, though, we see a little bit of like a muffle attack there concluded with the Nogi Ezekiel, hand over the mouth.
And I always felt like, you know, when I rolled Polansky and then seeing him compete, I always felt like he had the potential to be a little meaner, a little heavier, a little stronger in some of these positions. So it's actually nice to see him kind of embracing the heaviness and the top pressure and the brutality of the mount attack. You're a newer student in jiu-jitsu. That's something that you can always keep in the forefront of your mind. That's easy to remember. Inside position. Almost every position in jiu-jitsu, you want to prioritize finding and controlling that inside space.
Use that chair sit back take like you mentioned earlier to move into the back, looking to kind of shoot off to a body triangle, it seems, with his right leg across the body and his left leg could lock across the top of the ankle, while at the same time attacking the choke here, or as sometimes we say, everything below the eyes is his neck. So we attacking the top of the face, or the bottom of the face a little bit as well.
It looks like he's moving to an arm here.
Yeah, shoots the hips over the top, opens up the triangle and the arm bar. Darion doing a good job, though, bringing his weight, following through and freeing his arm. Now shooting for a toe hold a little bit. Really cheeky there for Darion to shoot for a toe hold, but it looks like he may be locked on, cranking some pressure. If he shoots his hip through and points his knee to the left like he is trying to do now, he can put more crank into that.
Yeah, Polansky's in a little bit of danger, and he's been in this spot before and been submitted there before.
Oh, wow. See if he feels a little more comfortable passing rather than being stuck underneath the mount there. Dealing with Jacob's D shield is difficult because Jacob does a good job keeping extension of his upper body away from Darion. And as I say that, though, uses the extension to catapult himself back into a Kimura. This is looking pretty deep. He gets the sweep with it, but will he be able to finish? Not quite a finish there, even though there was some big extension.
Making them miserable, making them suffer, so they give us those openings that we're looking for.
Yeah, I always say the longer you stay in the mount, the more likely you are to get a submission, right? The longer you cook someone there and torture them there, the more they're going to open things up for you if you keep applying progressive pressure.
Why do so many people give their back up in an attempt to get out of the mount?
Right.
And I started noticing that that's like the most common interaction. And you see Polansky here is not content to let Darion get to his side and try to build up to his back or build up to Turtle. He's going to keep him flat, keep him suffering, and only when he feels like that opening is there is he going to latch onto something. A guy like Jacob, who has that kind of top game, is pressuring your chin to go one way, your body tends to not be able to follow.
Yeah, here we see that arm triangle set up. He's not quite ready to hop off yet because it's not quite secure enough to get the finish. I know Darion's arm is threaded through and he has his hands locked together, which makes it very difficult. Really?
So, yeah, it's very interesting for me to see him still attacking potential finishes here, even with good frames from Sistrunk.
Looking to switch to attack the back now. He has his arm around the neck. He's losing the angle a little bit with the hips, but he looks to be trying to get that finish.